Assalamualaikum and a very good day to all of you. So, me and my group are going to present about hot topic this day, which is big flood events in Malaysia. I think most Malaysia today are no longer surprised with news about floods. Since the last decade, our country has suffered many events of flood. The latest serious hit was on the East Coast during the end of 2014 and early of 2015. With up to 200,000 people affected and 21 killed, it was described as the worst flood in decades. It also took more than a year for flood victims in certain states to recover and return to their normal lives. The geographical location of Malaysia make it experience two monsoon season, the southeast monsoon and northeast monsoon. This monsoon season brings more rain, resulting in regular floods every year. Floods could influence water quality by affecting quality in one of two ways. Flood will either increase contaminants and sediments from urban and agriculture runoff during high rainfall, causing a decrease in water quality. Or the high rainfall could increase a water body's volume, thereby diluting contaminants and pollutants. This will either improve water quality or have no significant impact on water quality. Knowing this raises question, what are the factors that this flood happen? What is the causes of this flood? And what is the example of floods for these days? My friends will explain more about this topic.
The geographical location of Malaysia makes it experience two monsoon seasons, the southwest monsoon and northeast monsoon. This monsoon season brings more rain, resulting in regular floods every year. Heavy monsoonal and convectional rainfall, flat topography on both coasts, heavy siltation of rivers, and human activities have all contributed to high flood risk. Risk is increasing because flood characteristics are changing due to rapid urbanization of catchments. Deforestation and other environmentally damaging human land uses have also significantly altered hydrological parameters. Research has revealed that significant water yield increases occur after deforestation, and the commercial logging resulted in significant increases in storm flow volume and initial discharge. Other human activities such as tin mining have also contributed to flooding. Climatic change inducing sea level rise may also be an important flood inducing mechanism which can increase future flood risks. Other than the reasons examined above, there are many others which also contribute towards increasing flood risk in Malaysia. For example, in many urban areas in the country, the main cause of flash floods is the replacement of dense natural tropical forests with artificial surfaces that impervious to water, such as concrete, cement, tar, or exposed soils. These surfaces significantly reduce the duration that raindrops take to reach drainage systems. In a natural forest ecosystem, the rainfall has to pass through several processes which absorb part of the rainfall as well as slow it down in its inevitable journey into the river. Under natural forest conditions, only a portion of rainfall ends up in the rivers, as a significant portion is absorbed through water uptake by vegetation and soil water recharge. Dense tropical vegetation not only increases lag time but also acts as a sponge which soaks up much of the rain. However, under artificial urban conditions, almost the entire volume of falling rain ends up in drains and rivers in a very short time. In an urban area, the time lag for rain to reach drains and rivers can be counted in mere minutes. As a result of this rapid flow of water into constricted river channels, which is some of which have become shallow due to siltation from exposed land development schemes, too much water flows into the river in too short a time. When this exceeds a river's discharge capacity, flash floods are the result. Other factors of flash flood occurred in Malaysia is because of the poor and outdated drainage system. Our drainage system simply is not prepared to withstand sudden heavy downpours, especially in urban areas. Flash floods occur when excessive water fills the land in a short amount of time. Usually, they happen with little or no warning at all. The destruction caused by flash floods, combined with its exceptional speed and unpredictability, makes it a dangerous flood. In short, we cannot prevent natural causes like heavy rainfall, but we can stop the man-made causes like poor drainage system, installing warning systems, and more. We should take inspiration from countries like Singapore that never experience floods despite having heavy rainfall for most time of the year.
Next, effect of flood. Although floods are natural phenomena, human activities could intervene with the natural process. For example, alteration in the drainage patterns due to urbanization, agricultural practices, and deforestation, thus considerably altering the river basin and resulting in larger sediment yields from water catchments. Climate change processes could intensify the hydrological cycle, leading to abnormal frequencies in the occurrence and intensity of climatology events. This could be manifested by more intense and temporally variable precipitation, greater occurrence and intensity of floods and drought, more severe tropical storm, and increased wildfire. Climates and rainfalls are closely interrelated. Increasing rainfall variability and extreme as a consequences of climate change can influence surface water quality because the rainwater picks up surface materials, soils, waste, and other pollutants in runoff from slope, open grounds, lawns, farms, streets, factories, and other areas into the receiving water bodies. The increase in precipitation intensity is expected to lead to a deterioration of water quality as it results in the inputs of pollutants, particularly excessive nutrients, organic materials, hazardous substances, pathogens, and other dissolved pollutants, and increased erosion, which in turn lead to the mobilization of absorbed pollutants such as phosphorus and heavy metals into the surface water and groundwater. Water pollution is a serious global problem that impact the health of fresh system, food production, and healthcare. Major floods also could incur great economic losses, particularly in densely populated urban areas and in more developed countries. Floods are in fact the most damaging phenomena of all natural risks, affecting the socio-economic aspects of the population worldwide. The negative impacts of flooding include spread of communicable diseases, destruction of natural habitats, crops, livestock, homes, and properties, degradation in the water quality, and loss of natural vegetation and animals. Flooding puts life and properties at risk as well as causing surface water pollution by overloading both the natural rivers and the artificial drainage.
So next, I will explain the example of the flood events that is now happening today in Malaysia. These flood events hit few states in Peninsular Malaysia such as Selangor, Pahang, Negeri Sembilan, and Melaka. There are few reasons why this flood happens. One of the causes is the poor drainage system. These causes lead the flood events that happens in Selangor on 18 December 2021 that affected many area and people. These events is the worst from the flooding events before this. These events also take more than 20 lives of people. The other reasons that cause these flood events is the climate change. This climate change was predicted more earlier to make sure that everybody near the area take the precautions that may happen. Based on the statements from Menteri Besar Selangor, Datuk Seri Aminuddin Syahri said, Jabatan Pengairan and Saliran Selangor stated that the rainfall distribution already reached 380 mm.
This value is higher 2 times than the highest rainfall distribution that was recorded was 180 mm. High tide at the area that was affected by the flood reached until 4.5 meter. This flash flood gives a big impact towards the victims and also the environment, especially our main sources, water. The clean and fresh water in reservoir may affect it and make it more difficult to gain the sources of water. In conclusion, water is the main sources for humans to survive. Responsibility parties should take an action due this problem and make sure that these events can be controlled and be prevented from being more worse in the future.